Today's Tuesday, May 14th, and although the stock market will be trading in a little under 5 hours from now, I thought I'd do a status check on a position I took earlier this evening involving micro crude oil futures, ticker symbol /MCL. And as of the time of this recording, the spot price for oil is quoted at $78.85. And since trading started earlier this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern, oil is down 27 cents. So this is the 7-day 2,000 tick chart, which means each candlestick represents 2,000 trades consisting of both the buy side and sell side. This is the current candlestick right here. So a couple of things. From this 7-day review, we can see obviously that the 7-day low was $76.90 back on May 8th. And then after price bounced off this support level of 77.51, hitting or creating a 7-day high of $79.97 back on May 10th. Price has since faded to the downside, but is now essentially at the middle point of this range between these two support and resistance levels. So what I did was, as price was heading into midnight for May 14th, I overlaid a tool called the GAN fan. And using this low point here, I was anticipating that if price was going to break below the yellow support level, there was a probability that price may come back down and retest 77.51. So that was a rationale for my bearish outlook and bearish entry. And again, a few minutes before midnight, I jumped into a short. I shorted two futures. My entry price was averaged out to $79.14, as I didn't enter both shorts at the same time. They were at two different price points. And after I entered, again, this is just a visual markup. I had placed a conditional order. This order right here is sitting as a stop order. So if there was a violent spike back up to the upside, if price happens to cross above $79.41, then this is just an insurance policy to close out the trade, capping my loss to about $47. On the other side of the trade, I have a limit order sitting at the support level of $77.51. This is a little over $325 profit potential. So that was the reason for this bearish outlook. And I was fortunate enough to enter the trade before this move, although this move isn't really fully closed yet because there's only 1,700 trades having been executed so far. So until this candlestick closes, I'm still cautious because the next candlestick could be that violent move back to the upside. So I'm hoping to see continuation to the downside, similar to what happened over here after price hit that high of $79.97. And incidentally, using this low point here of 76.90, not the bottom of the wick, but the bottom part of the body, if I overlay the same pattern, right? So this is called a GAN fan. And if I adjust accordingly, this pattern is similar to what happened over here. So here we have that break to the downside after hitting the high, and price did fall. So I'm anticipating that something similar to that could also happen at this point right here. So again, that was just my assessment of the overall market structure for a bearish position. So if I open up Active Trader, the trade is up $36. My entry price is right here, $79.14. The number of futures I shorted, so that's what I overlaid on this chart. So if I scroll up, my stop order is sitting right here, as mentioned, at $79.41 for a loss of $47.50. And on the other side of that trade, again, my limit order, it's a soft target. I could adjust it lower or higher, but right now I have it sitting at the support level, which is a profit potential of $334. So if there's a strong move to the downside, then I am considering walking my limit order lower, possibly to equal to the current 7-day low. And at the same time, I will start walking my stop order a little in front of my entry price, thereby guaranteeing that this is a risk-free trade. So it's a profitable trade regardless of the profit, whether it's a dollar. I just want to make sure that I do not incur a loss. So for the purpose of time, I will pause it here. I'll pick it up when something more significant does occur. So the stock market will be trading in 4 minutes. So I thought I'd get a little head start on a status check. So right now, the spot price for oil is $78.10. So it's much lower than that. It was actually hit a low of $77.68. But now price appears to be on its way to testing this support level. So now that price has fallen, what I've done is I've walked my stop in front of my entry price. So now I'm guaranteeing this as a profitable trade. Right now, this order is sitting at $78.92. So if price does come up and closes me out, this is about a $50 take profit. On the downside, I've also walked my limit order lower. So it was originally at the support level. So I've walked it down to where it is at $76.88. So it's a few pennies lower than the 7-day low of 76.90. So if I open up Active Trader, the trade is up $200, and yeah. So if I scroll down, that limit order is sitting right here at $76.88. Soft target for $458 profit potential. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause it again, and I'll pick it up in a few more hours. So today's Wednesday, May 15th, and this is another status check. As of the time of this recording, the spot price for oil is $76.87. So clearly, price has broken below a local support level. This would have closed out my trade right here, but then I walked my limit order lower, and now it would have closed me out here as well. But as price started falling during the pre-market hours, I walked my limit order even lower. So it's currently now sitting at $76.25. So this is where I'm going to keep it at. And if I do get closed out, I'm fine with that, as this trade has exceeded my expectations. At the same time, I walked my stop order. Initially, I walked it in front of my short entry. So I walked my initial stop from 79.41 to 78.92. And then now it's sitting at my original limit order at 77.51. So I have price surrounded. I have two alarms right here. So if price does break to the upside, if or when price breaks above $77.20, I am considering walking my stop order just a little bit lower, intercept price, because there is now that probability, because price is retesting its current 7-day low. We might see a bounce happen similar to what happened over here. So I am considering walking it lower. However, if price does continue fading to the downside, I have this alarm to notify me at 76.39. So this way I could try and record that trade getting closed out. So with all things said, the trade is now up $423. You can see that price is really recovering. So if I scroll down, the lowest point was at 76.71, and that was a profit potential of $485. So unfortunately, the price is bouncing now, again, because it's possible that it's retesting its 7-day low. We might see another bounce occurring. So my stop order is sitting at 77.51, which is right here, and that's at a $325 take profit. So yeah, so that's the current status. Whichever alarm gets triggered first, I will try and capture the closing of the trade, whether my stop order gets filled or whether my limit order gets filled. Hopefully it's my limit order, of course. So for the purpose of the time, I'll pause it again and I'll be back accordingly. Okay, so the bounce is picking up momentum. So I walked my stop order just a little lower than the 77.51. It's now sitting at 77.48. So if I open up active trader, it's sitting right here for a $331 uh, profit potential. So if price does not stop, then I will most likely get closed out. However, I did walk my limit order just a little bit lower. It's now sitting at 76.04. So if price just happens to stall out and continues the downtrend, then the new limit order is pegged to a $619 take profit. So that's it. I'll pause it again and let's see what happens. So I just got closed out a little while ago. Unfortunately, I got stopped out. But again, this was my initial target, so I'm fine with that. And again, I could have closed it out right here, but the greed factor kicked in, I guess. So I gave up. I left money on the table when price bounced off it and closed me out here. But that's okay. I mean, at least I was able to identify the eventual breakdown prior to this move. So this, from my entry at 79.14 to my close, that was about a 2% drop or take profit, and I was able to grab $320 out of this short swing trade. So until the next setup, I think price is going to hold up here at 77.51. Might see price eventually come back up, but I wanted to take part in that potential move. So fortunately, it did work out in my direction. So until the next setup, I'll see you.